Shedeur, can he separate himself from the pack, back at practice, helmets on, pads on, team is there, coaching staff is there. Can he separate himself from the pack?
Pads aren't on.
Yeah, helmets on.
It's just helmets.
Helmets on.
And it's just short. So for right now, no. No, I don't think in OTAs you can win or lose a job. You can change some opinions, though. Where I think that Shedeur, if he is going to separate himself from the pack, it has to be during training camp, more specifically during preseason games.
The Browns QB battle just turned into a Netflix drama, with Shadur Sanders as the breakout star and the rest of the cast wondering if they're even in the same show. OTAs are heating up, egos are clashing, and Shedeur's out here tossing dimes like he's allergic to mediocrity. Can he pull away from the pack, or will Cleveland do what Cleveland does best? Fumble the bag. Buckle up, this one's about to get wild.
Shedeur Sanders doesn't fall to 9 to the Saints. He goes number 2 to the Browns.
Do you think so, really?
I think so. I think this Shedeur Sanders is falling down draft boards. He's falling down late into the first round, maybe even the second round. I think it's a bunch of BS.
The Cleveland Browns quarterback room just got a whole lot spicier. And no, not because Deshaun Watson remembered how to throw a spiral. No, the heat's coming from a new direction. A cool, confident, designer shade-wearing disruptor named Shedeur Sanders. And while most rookies are busy figuring out where to park without getting towed, Shedeur's out here commanding huddles like he owns the building.
Now, for him to separate himself from the pack, what I take that question is, can he be the starter day one? This is what this question is asking me for on the field when he gets back, if he has a good preseason. I think it's going to take one of the greatest preseason performances of all time to vault him to start right away. Now, that's not to say he can't do it through the course of the season. Now, I eventually think that Shedeur should and needs to start games, I think, sooner rather than later, so the Browns can see what he has so he can grow. But he's competing right now with Dillon Gabriel for the third quarterback spot. Let's just make sure we understand it. I think a lot of this people at this desk think that Flacco and Pickett will be competing for the starting job to start.
Let's be clear, Shedeur didn't show up to play third fiddle in a backup orchestra. He strolled into OTAs with that Dion DNA, a full brand blueprint, and a cannon disguised as an arm. The NFL wasn't supposed to be this easy for a rookie, but apparently no one told him that. Meanwhile, the rest of the Browns QB roster, it's looking like the casting call for a buddy comedy called Mid and Friends.
I mean, the Browns drafted 2 quarterbacks. They wanted us to pay attention. We got a reason to pay attention.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that Shedeur Sanders could be that guy. He's polarizing guy off the football field. He does all the right things as far as being in the community and being present, especially with the youth. And if it all comes together on a football field, then, man, that would be one hell of a story to have him be the franchise quarterback of this team.
Shedeur Sanders has to get out of Cleveland. Browns want to use Shedeur for money and clicks, but have no real intention of giving him a fair shot at winning the quarterback position. He's a top seller in rookie jerseys for a reason, because he's popular and he was a great quarterback in college. Notice Dillon Gabriel is nowhere on this list. He's made $14 million already, which is more than the Browns signed him for 4 years. Notice the Browns plaster Shedeur all over their social media pages, but won't even give him a fair shot in practice. They literally have Shedeur throwing to equipment managers and coaches. He can't even get on the field to throw to his teammates. They act as if Tom Brady is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He's sitting behind Kenny Pickett. The Browns have no intentions of treating Shedeur fairly. They just want to use him for money.
Deshaun Watson is allegedly still QB1, if you believe in fairy tales and guaranteed contracts. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has raw talent and the mobility of a caffeinated deer, but he's still reading defenses like they're IKEA manuals. Then there's Tyler Huntley, who's the human equivalent of a clipboard. Reliable, silent, and always there when you need to not win a game.
What I'm told before training camp officially gets fully underway, that they're not trying to win. They're trying to find their quarterback for the next season.
That's a tough one.
As a fan, I say this. Well, call me in 2026 then.
Yep.
I don't have 3 hours a Sunday, 17 times a week, 52 hours to give to an effort that is Minimowski, that is set up at the very beginning to not win games.
This is the carnage of the Deshaun Watson disaster.
Boy, focus. He's locked in. Shady, what should the realistic expectations be for Shedeur's rookie season? You get drafted the 5th round. You can say what you want about somebody. You get drafted the 5th round, of course. But now when we get to it and the head coach is saying, hey,
You know, we're going to split these reps up, man. I know we got some veterans that won Super Bowls. I know we got some first rounds. I know we got this and that in the third. I know we took them out in the third round. But we're going to give everybody a chance to start. And you like, huh? That's because you see what that kid look like in practice. You've seen his work ethic. Everything you heard about him is not true, right? Don't let the jewelry and the music and the swagger fool you. He a hard worker. First thing the head coach said, hey, he's the first one in the building. He's the last one to leave. Sound like someone else I know. His name was Brady.
And for reasons known only to the football gods, Dillon Gabriel is suddenly taking reps like he's Tom Brady reincarnated. Either the Browns coaching staff is playing 4D chess or someone's got a dartboard and a blindfold. And yet, amid the confusion, amid the organized chaos, they all keep glancing sideways. Why? Because Shedeur keeps doing Shedeur things, slicing up defenses like he's cutting promo footage, slinging lasers with zero hesitation, smiling mid-play like he's shooting a GQ cover. He's not just auditioning, he's taking notes on how the whole damn show should run. This isn't just OTA buzz. This is quiet panic in the front office, because the guy they brought in as a long-term project, he's making their current plan look like a group science project gone terribly wrong. It's like baking a cake and watching someone else show up with a 5-tier masterpiece. And let's not ignore the irony. The Browns, yes, the Browns may have accidentally drafted the most composed quarterback they've seen in decades. Meanwhile, their $230 million franchise man still looks like he's shaking off cobwebs from a 2-year nap.
Can show something. And I think you can jump Dillon Gabriel if you play well. I think that's a guy who people over there, coaches, some coaches I know over there, players that I know over there, they already think that Shadeur's better than him. So now if you go on here and you play well, I think OTAs, I think you make that jump first. Let's stop playing, let's cut to the chase. He jumps on top of him, right? So now you're in third place. Okay, then I think going forward, how you really can change is probably in the preseason.
Now here's where things get deliciously awkward. Shedeur wasn't even supposed to be the story. This was supposed to be Deshaun's comeback season, the big redemption arc. Cue the motivational music and slow-motion training montages. But instead, the storyline has shifted, and the rookie is stealing screen time without trying. It's the NFL equivalent of a background extra walking off with an Emmy. The weird part? No one wants to say it out loud. Meanwhile, Shedeur is acting like he has all the time in the world. He's not lobbying for attention. He's not doing awkward interviews begging for reps. He's just showing up, playing like a starter, and letting everyone else do the math. It's like showing up to a poker game with a royal flush and waiting for someone else to blink.
Path for him to get on the field earlier than where I see it at this point has to be with if one of the veteran quarterbacks during the Eagles and the Panthers just looked bad, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, well, let's see what we can do with this, and maybe he might earn the reps. And then the second big thing is he has to light it up when it comes to the preseason games. I told you, the dinking and dunking, where you at the pecking order at this point, that ain't gonna get it done. You have to turn eyeballs. You have to make plays. And then when you make those plays, people will say, oh, well, hold on. If we're going, we can't ignore that. Those are the two things that I saw.
Kenny Pickett yesterday threw quite possibly the worst pass in the history of Browns training camp. Shedeur Sanders apparently is throwing not to receivers, but to equipment guys. They've got equipment guys like Jug snapping him the ball and then also running the routes. I don't know. Mahomes is throwing to Kelsey. Shedeur is throwing to equipment guys. Oh.
Of course, it's still early. OTA hype is a dangerous drug. Plenty of players have dominated May and disappeared by September. But the difference here? Shedeur isn't just flashing talent, he's flashing command. The kind that makes you forget he's technically the new guy. The kind that makes coaches lean in a little closer during film sessions. And it's not just physical tools. Sure, he's got the arm, but he also has what the analytics guys call intangibles, and what the rest of us call it. On one hand, Deshaun's contract is a financial anvil chained to the franchise's ankle. On the other, Shedeur is sitting there looking like the secret weapon they weren't supposed to discover until 2026. It's like finding out your backup flashlight is actually a lightsaber.
One of the two look better to you in what they were asked to do than the other.
In just throwing the ball, it's not close. Shedeur Sanders.
It's not close
not
either.
Close. No.
Wow, that's okay. Now that's news.
That's news.
Me,
But let me
that's-
couch that by saying this is rookie minicamp.
Sure.
No pads, no full speed competition.
But it is-
nobody coming to knock your head
It's
off.
telling. They're side by side, and they're not asked to do much, but they're both asked to do the same thing. And that one of them looked discernibly better than the other. I think that I didn't know that we would get that out of this mini.
We're standing here, Jay. They're on the field. They break the huddle from team stretch and team jog, and they go both pick up the ball.
There's no easy fix here. Even if Shedeur outplays everyone in training camp, and let's be honest, that's starting to look likely, the Browns can't exactly toss Deshaun aside without lighting a billion-dollar bonfire. But can they afford not to? The question isn't whether Shedeur's good, it's whether Cleveland has the guts to admit he might be better than their future plan. And let's not forget the media frenzy just waiting to erupt. And while the Browns fumble around with depth charts and coach speak, Shedeur just keeps ascending. He doesn't need to declare war, he just needs to keep throwing dots and letting everyone else implode under the weight of expectations. And here's where things go from interesting rookie to full-blown QB insurgency. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just built for the NFL, he might be the prototype for the league's next evolution. This dude didn't stumble into the NFL. He walked in with a briefcase, a 10-point business plan, and a camera crew.